And Hustle was fucking rock up. I don't know
No,
if anybody's
we
addressing
already
it, but
we started already,
oh,
bro.
my bad.
Bro,
Got my takes together, bro.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Went Over Your Head podcast with your host leskuzzy and Nick215. As y'all heard like from the first few seconds, this man is already ready to go. But you know what? We Kings versus Queens happened this week, but news we are still waiting. Next month, how about mid next month? We're gonna have an audio version of the podcast, so just keep tuned to that. But now let's
Multiple platforms. That's a good joint.
yeah. But now let Kings versus Queens 4 happened this weekend. And I got to see live. I sent the video and URL. I recorded the videos and I sent it to him, so it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. But I'll pay the $25. I want to say it's 23 because the 250 gold coins is not really that much. Tell me I didn't need to pay because I already had 250 gold coins in my caffeine thing, so I didn't need to pay, but I paid just to have extra coins. So it happened. Event started from. You wanted to get into how the event, and you know what? Before we do, we gotta give props to URL because the last
It was
event,
a solid event.
yes, solid event, very fluid.
It looked like it. No
Very
problems.
No streaming problems.
Shutdowns.
No shutdowns. No random breaks. No.
That's good. I'll pay 25. I'll pay 25 next time y'all do that.
Yep. No problems. It was very smoothly. Even made me like Jay. Y'all know me. I don't like Jay Mills, but listening to Jay Mills made me like him a little bit. He's not the other industry cats or other old dudes that we don't like. I like how Jay Mills handle himself. So maybe the next battle Jay Mills does, I might watch. I might entertain the next battle because from hearing him speak from the pre-show and between battles, I think he learned something. Way before that, Jay Mills addressed the elephant in the room, the Geechee battle, because Jay Mills has battled on RBE. I don't know if because he said that was the big. I don't know. Let's do some research real quick. I didn't do research because that's one thing I wanted to do today. Did Jay Mills ever battle? When Jay Mills battled RBE, did he ever battle on a big stage?
Wasn't that the K-Shine battle?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he got cooked. It was a big stage.
But
not that many, but it was a pretty big stage.
Yeah, because he said when he battled Geechee, that was the biggest stage that he was ever been on. That's why I asked. He said he didn't know how to handle the big stage. He said that was the first working. So.
Oh, so that's how he got cooked like that?
He's like I had to push through it. He's like because the crowd was not feeling him. He's like I got great advice from clubs, from a lot of people. Even Shooting said clubs gave her advice before the shit battle. She said he got advice from he said he got advice from Geechee. He got advice from a lot of people who gave him pointers to handle the big stage. So he said he's coming back soon, May. Ladies and gentlemen.
So he gonna keep trying it?
Yeah, he's keep trying it. But one thing I like about him, he's not like those. You know, there are some people who are delusional, like Cassidy, who think that they were good when the crowd was booing them. He said he got his ass kicked. He's like, I got my ass kicked. I got handed to it. I gotta learn. I was like, there's something I have to learn. It's like I have to learn to be to handle the crowd. He's like, he's like, so he's gonna build his own. He's building. Well, technically, he's not building from the ground up. He's building from the top up, from big stages, but he's building his fan base. And to be honest, even though I don't like him, I never heard him rap. He made me a fan listening to him. He made me want to see his next battle, just because.
Okay, that's good, John.
Because
I think Cassidy can rap. The problem with Cassidy is obviously he can rap. A lot of people looked up to him. His problem is he really think he that nice, and it's what he be saying. Don't be that nice. Like the doghouse is the doghouse, and another doghouse.
Then the camel toe on the camel back. Cassidy.
No, these 101 Dalmatian bars is not. It's not him, bro.
Cassidy, this is the advice I want to give. Ahead, Cassidy. I know you don't watch this podcast, Cassidy, but in a million chances you do, and you listen to this part. Take advice from J Mills. Humble yourself. Get advice. Get, like, when people who are in the culture, who knows how to handle a crowd, who have rocked crowds before, give you advice, listen to them. You can rap. J Mills can rap. Even though we don't want to say J Mills can rap, he got a deal to be in Young Money. I go lie. If he was a part of Young Money, he can rap. So he can rap. So to be honest, he got a vote for me. I want to see him again. People were talking about it. I like how he handled himself as an analyst. Even though I still miss Surf, but on DNA as an analyst, but Jim Mills did his best on up there. Now let's get into Kings vs. Screens 4. Kings vs. Screens 4. Before we even start with the battles, because the battles we gotta have our takes. He has his own opinion. I have my own opinion. The screen. First question. I know people gonna ask: is it worth $25? My opinion, yes. Reason why? I'll give you 3 reasons. The stream starts on time. If it doesn't start on time, it's not an hour late. It starts like 20 minutes late. And that's that setting up, that doing stuff. Then when they do like the pre-show runs for like what, 20 to 30 minutes, just getting ready. People get on stage, getting people ready. People are getting a little bit lit. So yeah, battle starts. Even though the battle, they say 3 o'clock, but the battle didn't start until like 4:15, 4:20 something. But the pre-show was good. They didn't start on time. That's one thing. But they didn't stretch it out 2 hours. That's a win for me. I'm sorry, Content 3. Y'all gonna hear that from me for years. Y'all wasted my time. Y'all said 5 and y'all started at 7. That's stupid as hell. And the battle was like in and out. Crazy thing is that the people didn't talk for long. Like if I said 20 minutes, 30 minutes on the pre-show, I lied. It was like 15 to 20, yeah. Like them breaking down the matchups. They didn't even break down the whole matchups. That's crazy, but they didn't even go through the whole matchups what they were talking about. That's how fast in and out they were into battles. Stream was smooth, no problems.
What's crazy about what you're saying is a lot of the things that you're saying is how it should be. If you want to make a pre-show, 15 minutes is cool.
Yeah.
Shit, even 25 or so is cool. You still got to get people on the door, and you want to break down every matchup. Now, should they not have broke down every matchup? I don't know why they didn't.
No, they didn't break down every match. They broke down. Well, they were in the midst of breaking down every matchup.
Mm-hmm. And they should break down every matchup.
When they were in the midst of doing that, they got the call saying that the first battle is ready. They were about to get into, I think, Coffee, and they got cut off on Coffee versus New Jersey Truck during their pre-show. When they were told, okay, it's time to kick it to the stage, they're ready. It was that quick. The battles smooth. The crowd. Okay, now when it comes to the crowd, I don't know if it's battle rap, I don't know if what we have to do in battle rap at this point, but the crowd at the end of the night is ass.
Yeah, it seems like. Alright, so I didn't watch it, and we'll go through that, but I didn't actually watch it live. I seen the battles afterwards.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the crowd is a little iffy. Like, they wasn't really feeling anybody, and that's fine.
Yeah,
because you're supposed to win the crowd, but it's
Yeah.
like they weren't feeling nobody.
Yeah,
it was weird.
The crowd is, I want to say, I don't know if it's me, but the crowd after I think it's now a trend in battle rap. After the third battle, the crowd is dead.
Nah, they seem dead. I mean, I watched the twerk battle. I watched clips.
I want to say this.
Hustle is at the end, and
Yeah.
clips is probably at the end.
Yeah,
But twerk and
no. So
what's the other one I watched? I watched everybody but Suge.
The Suge battle, the crowd was in tune in that, but Suge didn't have much to get the crowd. For now, when we talk about Casey and DNA, I think that's where the crowd used most of their energy in that battle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of DNA, how DNA came out in the first swinging, and he was wild, right? So the crowd kind of used most of their energy. So by the time the battle, and plus DNA's runs were kind of long. I'll get into it. But
he had a lot.
Yeah,
he had a lot. But he was cooking though. So honestly, I'm not mad at it because he was wild.
By the time the crowd this, I want to say in the middle of the second, I feel like the crowd got tired in reaction because it was like it looked one sided. The twerk. Now, when twerk was rapping, I know in the video, I don't think it does it justice, the video, like when I recorded it. But live, the crowd was wanting. He had the crowd in the palm of his hands. Coffee, at the other hand, plus this battle, it was, I want to say, we'll get into it, but we'll get it. I want to say that. But the jazz cello clips, the crowd was terrible. Crowd was terrible. Some of the stuff that Jazz was saying was also terrible, but the crowd was mostly terrible, and the crowd was. Then, Misaso and Tay-Rock. The crowd was half awake, half asleep. The crowd was half enough. But that's the only issue I had with the crowd, with the stream. And some of the fans, but that's nothing with the stream. But if I want to wreck the event, entertainment, like stream wise, 10 out of 10. Entertainment wise, probably 9 out of 10. The battles, at the other hand, I'll give it like a 6.5, 7.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, the 7.5 out of 10. It was not the first three battles.
Kings and Queens is kinda. I mean, I guess we'll get into that conversation, but it's declining since that first one, bro.
Yeah, this was supposed to be their best, and maybe because of the crowd. I don't know if it was the crowd's fault at the end, because I feel like if the crowd was in tune from the get-go, from the Charlie Clubs and Jazz battle, that battle would be better. If the crowd was, we'll get into it. But alright, now let's get into the battle. So the first battle of the night was Suge versus Shooting the Rapper. I want to be honest, people. I recorded the battle, but I didn't pay attention to the battle. I was not listening to that battle. I don't even know what Suge said. I know Suge dunked on him in the third round. That's his best round. But if y'all want me to tell y'all, did I remember anything that Suge said or shooting, I'll be lying. I didn't. The battle was on the screen. Like, if there's 3 monitors set up in my room. I have said it was on the third screen. It was there. I was seeing what was going on. I was looking at the screen, but to be honest, I didn't care about the battle. I didn't care about it, so I didn't listen to what the fuck they were saying. So I was not even. I didn't mind that battle. So if y'all want me to tell you my opinion, from the crowd reactions, Shuni was cooking Suge's ass. Shuni was wilding. She was on onward, and I probably now my opinion, maybe it was Suge came with a terrible approach, or he thought it was gonna be a different way battle because of their friendship. But this is not the Suge I expected. I expected the Suge that's been killing everybody. I expected, from what he wanted, he said he wanted to go first in the face-off, so I expected Suge to have something that can make it interesting. But it was nothing like that from the get-go. Shuni went first. I got the crowd on his side. I should try to get the crowd back, but he didn't have anything. And it seems the rounds were short. But as I mentioned, I was not paying attention to the battle, so I'll be lying. Or I only paid attention to like Suge's last round when I saw him dunk on. If it was not a dunk, it was a shot. But it looked like a dunk. He dunked on Shuni, and that's when the crowd reacted. So the consensus people had Shuni 3-0. So I didn't. And after that, freaking Nunu was wilding. She was talking crazy to Jay Black and Jay Mills. Jay Black and Jay Mills were like out there looking like they're like, we just here for the we just here for professionalism. I like that. Like, yeah. I like the
because Kings versus Queens is supposed to be like that.
Yeah,
so
but
that's a good job.
Because before the predictions, because they started with Jay Mills, during the pre-show, the first people were there was Jay Mills and Nunu. Jay Black was nowhere. Jay Black was not there. He came, I think, a little bit late into the pre-show. So I guess they told Jay Mills that, oh yeah, Jay Black is not here right now. So can you do this pre-show with Nunu quick? So then Jay Mills, I guess when Jay Black got there, they're like, you know what, y'all can keep. I like the trio. Like how we like Nunu, Susef, and Jay Black, and Nunu, Susef, and Nunu, Jay Black, and DNA. I don't know if Jay Black and Nunu like the common denominator. Whenever they put somebody next to them, I like it. But out of those 3 trios, I like. Which one do I like the most? I probably like Jay Black and Susef are the best like commentating duo ever. Then it's Jay Black, Nunu, and Susef. Then Jay Black. I like Jay Black, Jay Mills, and Nunu over Jay Black, Nunu, and DNA. Maybe that's me. Because it's more of they're serious when Jay Mills were there, they were more kind of serious, like. But when DNA is there, they make fun, they joke. I like it too. Maybe I'll switch it. I still like DNA over Jay Mills commentary. Now let's get into. So there were, Nunu was wilding. She was like, yeah, the what Shuni shoot what new. He's like, yeah, Shuni's got this, and she started talking out. I go lie. When they announced what's the next battle, she started talking. I think Nunu, we need to talk because you started. I think use the reason why DNA did that to Casey because you started talking out your butt. So he's like, DNA ain't gonna do nothing. The witch, like, hey, now, so Casey versus DNA. You watched this battle, right?
Yes, I watched all the way up to the third.
Yeah.
Because I thought we was gonna pod yesterday, so I watched all the way up until the third.
Yeah.
And she cooked. She got cooked.
Yeah. So
she did great though.
I know she did great. Ladies and gentlemen, she did great. There's nothing wrong with Casey.
Yeah, no.
Now let's talk about it. Now, Casey, when people called you a witch, I didn't believe it. Right? I didn't. I was like, hey, maybe it's the narrative that's being played because every guy that you battled choked. Right? Prep choked. The only person who didn't choke was Geechee. But Prep choked, Arsenal choked, Verb choked, New Jersey Twerk choked. And every time they said when you looked at them, that's when they choked. I didn't believe it until the face-off. Now, I'll set your stage on what happened. On the face-off, DNA came with glasses on. He had glasses on, and he looked uncomfortable on the face-off. He looked like you was seeing. And every time he was talking in the face-off, he was looking at Jay Black, not at Casey J. So he tried to look at Casey a couple times. Then they started talking about the witch stuff. Because Casey's like, I thought you said in the trailer that you're gonna end the witch, the witch narrative, that you're not gonna be affected with the witch, like the witch narrative. And he said, I cope. He said, he's like, how when you first you're so confident, and I believed him too. He's like, you're so confident, like when you get into the battle, like, yeah, it's not gonna work. He's like, but a couple of times when I was doing the rehearsals and trying to memorize I was forgetting my stuff. He's like, so reality kicked in. He's like, shit started going left. Things that never happened during my preparation of battle. My kid's getting sick. I'm like, how is my kid getting sick when like a few weeks before the battle? Like, what? He's like, after that, the part that got me laughing, he's like, I got glasses. He's like, I planned this. He's like, this plan coming here. He's like, the glasses are not something I just did it right now. He's like, just today because I saw him with glasses. He's like, no, I had this plan to come with the glasses, not to look it in the face. Right? He's like, I had the plan like a week ago. He's like, I packed the glasses in my bag. He's like, so when we get to TSA, you know how when they open your bag and looking through your bag, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, the TSA opens my bag, is looking through my bag. While they're looking, I start panicking. And the people at TSA are looking at me. He's like, what's wrong? He's like, no, I can't find. He's like, yeah, I looked in my bag. He's like, did you see glasses? They're like, no, there was no glasses in there. He's like, I started looking for the glasses. He's like, so I got here, I had to buy new glasses. He's like, that's why I got these glasses. Why are you saying that she's a witch? And me, when he finished the sentence, he's like, there's something. He's like, there's something going on. He finished saying that she's a witch. Somehow a cat got into the face-off. Walked by. Walked across the room. They say he walked across the room and walked across again. Back and went around and started circling around Rain. And he's like, and man, when he saw the cat, he's like, yeah, see this? He's like, yo, Jay Black, how long have you been doing face-off? And Jay Black is like, almost a decade. He's like, since 2013. He's like, have you ever seen a cat during a face-off? He's like, no, this is the first time. He's like, you see? He's like, And she was like, it's Twerk's cat. He's like, that's when DNA says, how Twerk got a cat to fly from Jersey to here? He's like, how you gonna tell us it's Twerk's cat? He's like, you just gonna tell us Twerk is a cat? He's like, Twerk is a dog type of guy. He's like, yeah, Twerk likes animals, but he's a dog type of guy. So before the face-off was done, Jay Black asked him the question, right? Jay Black said, are you guys gonna wear are you gonna wear a glass so that glasses to prevent the witchcraft? And then they said, nah. He's like I'm always a risk taker, so I'm gonna take a risk. So they all agreed not to wear glasses. Now, here's why I say I now believe the witch, KCJ is a witch. Tell me how come when DNA was passing in the first round, he slipped? How? Like, what? How when he was having the craziest round not the craziest, but while he was bombing on Casey, he magically slipped, almost lost his life in the middle of his round. Yeah, explain to me, because I feel like Casey has something to do with it. I don't know if I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I think Casey has something to do with it. I don't know. But let's take that to the battle. The battle started. Casey went first, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, almost every female went first. So the trend, I think every female went first. Yes.
Nah, Rock went first in his battle.
Except for Rock. Except for Rock, because freaking Miss Hassel won the coin toss. But every female went, except for Rock. Miss Hassel won the coin toss, and I guess it was on out for Rock, the 50th battle. So Casey was bombing. She talked about the tooth. What else did she talk about? She had like this crazy angle. She talked about being the witch angle.
She had a lot of DNA flips. I mean,
yeah,
which
she
is
had
natural,
the DNA flips.
You know the baby's yours. Is your DNA?
Yeah.
Like
then she said.
That was fire.
Then she did the DNA slogan, "Get him the fuck out of here." Blah blah blah. That's her biggest crowd reaction, I think, that she got. Then DNA got on there. Ladies and gentlemen, DNA, the first round, DNA, I feel like he won the battle after the first round. He didn't have to do anything else, because the freestyle, right? He rebutted the tooth angle. Then he started addressing everything. Then DNA, I want to let you know, when you acted like you forgot your round, nobody believed it. You can't say because you're too good. We knew that you and Charlie Clips are the first two people I know for a fact, if you forget your round, y'all can freestyle. So we won't believe you choking, like saying, I said, like, like repeating the same line over and over again. It's something I would say I don't believe that you did it, but it kind of worked. Dennis haymakers. You know what can beat a voodoo doll? A pen. He said that's when he mentioned the people choke. He did this guy when he slipped on stage, freestyle, and ended the round. And y'all know it was so bad for Casey in that first round. In the middle of the Dennis first round, Smack. Have y'all ever had Smack tell somebody to chill? Like Smack.
He was bugging up there.
Smack, he's like, yo, cut the rounds short. And Dennis like, is it time already? He's like, nah, just cut the round short. You done enough. He's like, then he reps again, and then he says another haymaker that shuts the building down, bro. It shuts the building. And Smack is like, chill. She's family. I'm like, yo. If y'all ever heard Smack say chill to somebody. I know that he has reacted crazy to battles before, but I never heard him say chill. Second round, I mentioned him slipping. Second round, DNA freestyle, did like a full rebuttal, right? Because she had like a wrestling scheme. She had a wrestling scheme, and
he took that joint and went crazy.
He went crazy. Said, "Oh, he's like, y'all know I can freestyle." He's like, "Chef does 3." I was like, you said Ric Flair, right?" He's like, "Oh, Chef does 3. I figure 4." If y'all don't know wrestling, the figure 4 is Ric Flair's submission move. Then he went crazy with another wrestling ball. He took off. Even though that battle, that round, the first was clear. First was clear as day. DNA left Earth. Second, a little bit closer, because Casey came back, was fighting a little bit, but it was a little bit closer. But DNA won that battle, that round, even though Casey was fighting back, but it was not enough. The third, DNA won the third. Too many angles. He rapped too long. His rapping too long made it even evident that he won that battle, that clap, because he was wilding. Now, so Dana won the battle clear. The guys were talking crazy. Then Jay Black and Jay Mills were starting. They finally got to Nunu. Nunu was quiet. Nunu was looking around. Nunu was, and she was like, no. The vote should be 75, 60, and they're like, no. And she's like, no. Then when the votes came back, they're like, Nunu read it, and Nunu was refusing to read those votes. The vote count was it 91%, and she's like, nah, it's 1-1. They're like, yeah, but our one is bigger, and I agree, because their one was a little bit 2% bigger. She's like, nah, but I feel like that was the battle of the night. I'm like, I was like, to be honest,
that's not battle of the night. If you get cooked, that's not battle of the night.
I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I was like, first of all, I know that because she kind of fought back in the second, but that's not enough. That was not enough. DNA was somewhere out of space in that first. The second, he literally came back down to earth, but he was still a little bit, you know how when you get out of space, but you can still touch the earth? Because the first, he was somewhere, he was in planet, the ninth planet, but when he came back down, he was a little bit down to earth, but he was still a little bit up there. The third, he went back a little bit up ahead. He really didn't come back down to earth until the battle was over, like for real. Now, New Jersey Twerk versus Coffee. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have kids who are under the age of knowing about sexual activities, I think this is the battle y'all should skip when it comes out on the app, because everything under the sun was mentioned. New Jersey Twerk versus Coffee. Coffee caught the coin. She volunteered to go first. The coin for being had.
No, she fumbled the shit out that coin. And that's how I knew it was gonna be a bad job for her.
She came back with the belt. This was her first big stage, and I kind of said it in a prediction. Being that this was her first big stage, she chose the wrong opponent. I was like, there's everybody else. You chose the wrong opponent in the wrong year, in the wrong time, because Twerk is on the run. Twerk has not clearly lost a round yet. He's on that Susurf run that Susurf had end of 2021. He is on that run the end of 2022 and early 2023. He hasn't lost a round yet. Right? Maybe he might lose this weekend when he battles T-Top, but I don't think that when Coffee, ladies and gentlemen, Coffee got cooked. There's no. There's no.
I didn't watch it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch it.
Nah,
But I watched the first like 2 minutes of that first round that she was spitting, and I was like, they not feeling you, bro.
Nah.
And
I like
yeah,
that. We kind of gave it. I want to say that I was not feeling her from the first when like if y'all we gonna say the crowd was good, the crowd would let it rock because she had some fire materials a little bit in the second, and they gave it a little bit reaction like a little bit laugh. But Kofi, I know you said you were testing like when you came back. You this was something you gotta test. You know, you chose the wrong opponent. But when I said this battle had everything under the sun, you see, this is why I say battle rappers lie to people. Because in the face off, right? I'm gonna refer because I watched their face off. They say they're not gonna mention any they're gonna rap. Nothing personal. Nothing crazy. Did you hear? They all agree. They're like, we are here to rap. They ain't gonna mention nothing crazy that happened in the past. They're friends. Right? And guess what Kofi did in the first round? Started mentioning personal stuff. I'm like, Kofi. I'm like, you see? But technically speaking, she didn't start mentioning it. She just referred to it. She said, I fucked you. And she just went about it. Like, went back to something, whatever she was doing. That to be honest, I was not feeling it. That's why I didn't even post. I didn't post it on my story, on my Instagram. Now, when Twerk started, ladies and gentlemen, Twerk, I think y'all remember when we said whenever we see John in a vest, any vest like a bulletproof vest or a suit vest, we should pray for our the opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
John is him in the vest.
Yeah. Now I feel like we should put that also for Twerk. Like, I don't know if it's the vest that gives this battle rapper superpowers, but every time Twerk wears a vest, and he has wore a vest, I think every battle that he has battled since he's released from prison and finally came back on URL, right? He has wore a vest, and he has been wilding. Like, is that something with the vest? We need to do investigation, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna tell you guys we're gonna do an investigation on how come every time somebody wears a bulletproof vest, like especially John and Twerk wear bulletproof something called a vest, they have superpowers. Like, is the vest with superpower? Anything vest does it have superpowers? Like, when TikTok wore the Walmart vest, he had the greatest round ever. When John wore the bulletproof vest, Jake Boy man career kind of went in flames, and he eventually got it back up like the Phoenix, right? Twerk now wearing a vest is resurrecting his career, and he like for real. And I want to say, Twerk, I like that you're taking time to now prepare your battles, because you say you took like 9 days in darkness to get ready. And y'all know what I saw on Instagram before, like, I think it was after the battles, Twerk and you know how when people are just reciting their rounds in like, but the volume is cut off.
Yeah.
Twerk and DNA were in the same room with, I think, 2 other people. DNA was reciting his round on one side of the room, and Twerk took the other side, and they were. I was like, this is some, which they're in a mission. Twerk cut his third round short. Technically, he didn't cut it short. Because I know some friends when we said that they're like, "Oh, he choked." No, he didn't choke. Ladies and gentlemen, Twerk didn't choke. Twerk said he's done choking. Twerk kind of did a mercy thing. You see, he felt bad for Coffee because he already saw what he was doing to Coffee, right? Like he was doing her bad. When she's mentioning them sleeping together, he's mentioning this side. He's talking about their daughter, uh, like he's talking about the kids, bro. They said everything under the sun. Like I feel like I now know Coffee. I don't know if you should stop doing OnlyFans because that now when Twerk was saying the stuff that he was saying, I kind of believe Twerk at this point. Like for real, I kind of believe it. Like for real, I do believe Twerk. Like whatever he was saying, I kind of believe him. Because she does OnlyFans, and now I'm like, damn. So you telling me before OnlyFans she was doing this and this? And Twerk is not the first one who has ever said it before. Twerk is not the first one who ever said it. Like I don't know who said it. Another guy said it. That she left it. When she had a son, she left the son. Oh no, it was not. No, I'm wrong. It was the Yoshi. They kind of used this Yoshi angle on her, like leaving a kid and going to Atlanta. They kind of used the angle on her, and it kind of worked. And now she's like, now you got a daughter now, and she got to follow your few steps. Now, when it comes to the third, ladies and gentlemen, Twerk at an angle, right? This is what I think. This is what I want to talk about, right? Twerk at an angle. The angle was, how can I say? He started mentioning that she was a track star. She had a track scholarship to Las Vegas, ULMV. She was a model. His name's like 3 stuff. And he was saying that you gave that all away to go with the guy who used to beat you. Right? And the angle was masterful. Like the middle when you say and you see Coffee is listening to the angle, and he used to hit a haymaker, like a huge haymaker, and the crowd, you know how the crowd is, you know how sometimes the crowd is sarcastic. Leave it alone, because the crowd started yelling "leave it alone" in the second when he was walling her on the second. So he tried to stop in the second. He's like, nah, I got more. So when the crowd continued saying leave it alone in the third, he stopped. He's like, oh yeah, should I leave it alone? And they're like, yes. And he's like, okay, Jersey, right? You know how people in New Jersey, whenever you say Jersey, and he hugged her, and it looked like the battle was over, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when he's about to walk up, and they're like, nah. He's like, keep on going. And he said, y'all want me to keep going? Yeah, he's like, all right, okay, I'll keep going. And he started rapping, and you see Babs. No. Ladies and gentlemen, Twerk did one. Twerk said one of the craziest bars. Twerk. I don't know. This is the first time Babs has been attacked like this, but we have seen her Babs bar, and a bar about Babs, right? Give it up for the ladies. But I think Twerk get the best one yet. He said, I repeat, he's like, I have fucked every Queen of the Ring bitches in here. He's like, I have fucked all y'all bitches. He's like, but I had this one I have not fucked. He's like, Babs, I want to. He's like, Babs. Then he had this crazy. He's like, Babs, do what you do best. Give it up for the ladies. Like, he's like, if you don't give it up, he's like, if you don't make me slide, he's like, I'll kill every bitch in here. He's like, so Babs, you better do what you do best. Give it up for the ladies. I'm like, Twerk. I was like, yo, Twerk is a what? I'm like, Babs, I understand. You like the face of Queen of the Ring. I think people have attacked you in battles a little bit, but nobody has attacked you like that. I didn't know. I was like, yo, I think I've had a few best balls, but Twerk had the best one yet. When he said you do what you do best, do what you do best, give it up for the ladies, I'm like, shit. I'm like, you didn't say that. I looked at, I was like, yeah, nah, he didn't say it. I'm like, you see, Smack is looking at Babs like what? He said that? All right, he said it. Now, let's get into this one. Now, after this, the event went downhill. The crowd was trash. Jazz versus Charlie Clips.
All right, wait. Before we get to this trash battle, right? So Divide and Conquer 2 is happening on May 6th. That is the RBE card. The first announced battle, I don't know if we talked about it. I think we talked about it last week. Big K.
Oh, no, we didn't talk about it. We were going to talk about it today, though.
Okay. So Big K and Murder Move.
Yeah.
But another announcement came.
Yeah.
And that is Ill Will versus King Los.
Ooh!
I knew he was going to have that reaction. Ill Will versus King Los.
Ooh! Like, people. You know, I've said this before. I think I've said it again. Out of everybody who consider themselves industry rappers, King Los is the only one I like. Like, for real. Like out of everyone who considered industry rappers, like people who said they were in the industry and came back to battle rap. But, with that being said, it was a different animal, King Los. It was not Head Ice. It was not Daylight. And that's one thing I like about King Los. King Los is not the, how can I say? He doesn't think he's him. He takes a challenge and he kind of, if I know some people's like, oh, he's gonna get cooked. Go into this battle with an open mind, because even though I still pick Ill Will to win, but I'm not picking Ill Will to win. He'll win clear, but I'm not saying 3-0. King Los is gonna get it wrong, because King Los is gonna prepare. He knows one thing about King Los, and that's one thing I want to give it to King Los. Better than what other industry cats, except for Mickey Facts. Other people who consider themselves industry cats, battle rappers like Cassidy, J Mills, Jag, 40 Cal. King Los, he knows how to rock the crowd. He knows how to get the crowd. He knows how to rock the crowd. So, and he knows how to get crowd reaction. So, that doesn't worry me out of every. But that's a crazy battle. I thought it was gonna be Ill Will versus He-Man, but I was like, He-Man just better than February. He-Man doesn't take, those short type of battles in short type of period of battles. So yeah, I like the battle. I like it. Now let's get into the trash battle. Jazz versus Charlie Clips. The battle was disappointing, and I don't know who to blame.
It's mid. You blame them and the crowd. Yeah, it's mid all the way around.
So I want to say I don't know who to blame. I want to say I want to blame the crowd. I want to blame Jazz, Charlie Clips, but I also want to give them a leniency. Jazz King, the first one, biddable. It was a biddable round. Now, this is where I say I don't know why to blame, because Jazz, when she was rapping, the crowd was in and out, but she had like weird bars that they gave reactions to, right? And she was mad when Charlie Clips started rapping. He was from the get-go, he started fighting the crowd with the, like, he was trying to gain the crowd, and the crowd was not giving him nothing. And to be honest, I think the crowd kind of pissed Charlie Clips off. Maybe that's why he decided to freestyle. That's where I was going with it. Because he didn't start freestyling until that when he noticed that the crowd was not fucking with him, and he told them fuck y'all. And he kind of went back to his readings, but he also was like fuck y'all. When the crowd started fucking with him in the second round, and they were like, yeah, keep on going. He said, fuck y'all. Y'all didn't like me in the moment ago, so fuck y'all. So then he went back to, he didn't freestyle like that, but I know people say, oh, Charlie Clips was not prepared. I think Charlie Clips was prepared because the first one, he had some stuff that the crowd didn't catch. Even though it was weird, but he had some stuff. Like the beginning of his verse was crazy. I was like, yo, he's saying some crazy parts, but the crowd is not giving him anything. Right? Then,
right.
And I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't know how the crowd is gonna react that way. I was like, I don't know how it's gonna. Maybe they're gonna warm up. Then the middle, when the crowd didn't warm up, he's like, fuck y'all, and he cut his round. He's like, I'm not rapping no more. Cut his round. Jazz went in the second. Did you watch the full battle? Or no?
No, that first round was just...
Alright.
And you had already told me that it was going to be bad.
Yeah.
So I was like, that first round is... I'm
so
good.
Then Jazz went in the second. Jazz rap. She had some good moments, but she had good moments, dry spots, good moments, dry spots. Then she recreated freaking Charlie Clips freaking moment on Kings vs. Queens 3 against Yoshi. She brought Jesus, but this time was Black Jesus. I don't even know who this nigga was. That's number one. He was addressing Clips like he was a battle rapper that we supposed to know. That's the problem. I think that's where Charlie Clips kind of taught Jazz a little bit, because
that's what White Jesus did.
But
didn't know
when White
was.
Jesus did it, he addressed Yoshi as Jesus. He didn't.
That is true. That is true.
He didn't address as a battle rap. He addressed him as Jesus. When Jazz Black Jesus came, at first addressed him as he started like when you brought out your Jesus, you should have made it right and brought out the correct Jesus, me, Black Jesus. Then he had this, he's like, be better, big T, blah blah. Both of us better, Big T. I was like, okay, now you miss me. Is this Jesus or is it you? What the fuck? I don't know you. Like, I don't know you. I'm like, Big T is, right now is irrelevant, so nobody knows you. Right? And now, this is what I give to Charlie Clips, right? He took that whole moment, and I feel like that's where Charlie Clips said, fuck the crowd, fuck everybody, I'm about to do what the fuck I want. Sorry if I said the F word a lot, but that's how I feel he felt at that point. After like the crowd was not giving him anything, he started rebuttal. He rebutted the whole Black Jesus moment before even Black Jesus got off stage. When Black Jesus was still on doing whatever Black Jesus was fucking doing, I don't even know what he was saying. I don't even remember what he said. I only remember when he said, I'm Black Jesus. Whatever he said, I don't remember it. And I'm not going to watch that thing to figure out what he said. I'm not watching it back.
If it was worth it, you would have remembered
it.
And something must have fell off with that, because
like
you would have remembered it.
All remember was he had energy.
That first time that shit happened, nigga.
Yeah, when the first time when I saw Jesus and the crowd lost it, I remember vividly what he said. He's like, your knees are not for sucking dick, pray is for praying. Like, I remember what White Jesus said the first time when he went up there. Whatever Black Jesus said, oh, I remember this man was hype, was black, he had dreadlocks, and that's it. Any other garment, like a Jesus. That's it. I don't remember. And he said him and Charlie Clips battled Big T. And that's it. I don't remember what the fuck he said. Right? Then Charlie Clips rebutted it. He's like, oh, you brought Black Jesus. He's like, bitch, he's like, Jazz, let me teach you about it when you bring up. You gotta let sure you should not let go on side. You gotta coach it, you know. He kinda taught it how to control somebody jumping in your rounds. Right, for you.
Right.
And he's like, bitch, he's like, if you brought, he's like, then because Jazz was keep saying CC, she was keep saying CC throughout the round, the whole fucking round, and she was still. Now this is why I say the battle, because I know the fans said Jazz won on the votes, and I remember when I talked to you after the event, I said I had it debatable. Reason why. Here why I had it debatable. Even though
No, the internet does too. The internet does too. They say, yo, this shit was ass. It's no way it wasn't a 2-1 either way. Then everybody's like, bro, this is anything.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Now, here why I say that. Jazz, whole second round, before Jesus came, freaking whole second round was about Charlie Clips' dad. Why are we still talking about this man's dad? Like for real, like for real. The last time I thought we addressed this dad about his dad when he battled T-Rex. That's what I thought we handled this. People are still bringing it up. I don't know why.
Yeah, to be honest, people should lose the round when they bring that up. I feel like it's
because
it's too much, bro. Yeah, we already ran into the ground, bro.
Like
it's like that, and then it's like Calico Dad or Calico Skinny Dipping. It's certain things that just
like
JC pop locking. Like unless you got a cool bar, it's not.
Like for real, when you say I'm an operator, your dad was almost being a cop. I was like, okay, bro. It's like you said I was almost being. It's like you gonna say I'm almost being a cop. Well, your dad was a cop because you snitched. I'm like, bro. I'm like, I understand. Charlie Clips has battled a lot. We don't have anything else to say, but that's one thing really y'all can stop saying, like for real. Now, one thing I want to give it to Jazz. She made fun of herself. She made fun of herself before Charlie Clips made fun of her. That's one thing. She battled this. She kind of beat in the first round. She addressed herself. Her big head. I don't know how. She made jokes about her own head in the first round. So
oh yeah, no, I watched her first round. It was bad, bro. And that's why I didn't watch the rest.
Because
not
she's like you're gonna make fun of my head. It's like, you know how it's hard to wear a cat when you had a hat at the last show and still gotta squeeze through it. I'm like Jazz, I understand it's funny, and I understand it's funny, but this is terrible. I'm like, I don't care about your head. I really don't. We all know you have a big head. We all said it. Nobody cares. So now Charlie Clips goes through his second round. He rebattles the Black Jesus. Now, this one thing Charlie Clips is good at, and I feel like the crowd kind of messed him up, because when Black Jesus came on stage, he immediately went to DNA and said, I think he told DNA to go get White Jesus, because White Jesus was not on stage, right? DNA was standing behind Charlie Clips, like DNA always, and he said something to DNA, and DNA got off stage and came back right before Jazz finished the round, right? And when Jazz finished the round, he said, he's like, yeah, it's go. He's like, it's go time. He's like, okay, I'll let you know something. I don't know what he said, but I feel like that's what he said. He's like, tell tells you the dropout that I might need him as to egg Jesus real quick as a rebuttal and a freestyle, right? Now let's get into the round. He's rebutted the dead his snitch angle, blah blah. Did the Jesus, and that's where he addressed. He's like, yo, you brought Jesus. He's like, Nick, since you calling me seas, he's like, you should have brought. He's like, you should have brought out Moses to split the seas, because she was calling him sea. The whole battle she didn't say Charlie Clips. She said Clips, Charlie, then she said CC. Right? Then he started walling. One thing about Charlie Clips, people didn't notice this, and I felt like the crowd was stupid, was annoying me. That's where I said I felt like the crowd was trash, and probably that's why I wanted to give them a little bit more blame than the rappers, right? Because Charlie Clips went into this rhyme scheme where he was rhyming the word clips, right? He started rhyming his last name, but he was saying shit about jazz while rhyming his last name. He's like, you want to see? He's like, clips in the world. It's like, I'm clips in the, and everything started with a C, but it sounded crazy, and the crowd didn't give him nothing. They only gave him once when he first started it, and they didn't give him anything after that, right? Went into his round. The round was, I think that, in my opinion, that was the second. That was like, I think he was like, okay, let's go through it, and that's what he did. He's not. He was keep saying he's not gonna go. He recreated the He-Man versus Easy thing when He-Man said he's not gonna look good on camera, right? The hate not gonna look good on camera, but to be honest, for He-Man case, the hate didn't look good on camera because his stuff was actually fire, but the crowd was not giving nothing. But the other for you guys, it was terrible. Then at the end of the round, he had this. I think that's the freestyle because he mentioned Jesus and Z the dropout. Why Jesus came, and he pushed Jesus off. And then when he pushed Jesus off, the crowd reacted, and I think kind of threw him off because he said, y'all should have not react. Y'all should have let him finish. He's like, y'all should have let me finish, because I think it was a freestyle and he kind of forgot how the freestyle right after that. You know how when people throw you off and while you freestyling and you say something off your top of the head, and when it happens, a split second and the crowd goes crazy, and then when the crowd reacted, you saw the emojis like, yo, y'all should have let me go, and I was like, yeah, y'all should have let him go. And after that, he's like, yo, you're wrong, because I was like, hey, maybe that's why they gave it to Jazz, because he started the round before the haymaker for White Jesus, because he said, no, I don't need you. Then he was about to say something, and then when you say he's like, oh, you said you brought Black Jesus, I got my Jesus, and White Jesus literally walk on time. One thing about Zeke the Dropper is when he works as a prop, he knows how to walk on time.
Yeah, he really he came in perfectly, bro. That Jesus.
Yeah, like he came in, like, and man, when he went like this, that's one thing I didn't. First of all, I don't know if the Black Jesus came on time. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know if he was perfect. That's how terrible he was. I don't even remember. I just saw him on stage, but I don't remember how he even got on stage.
How the fuck?
I only saw him on stage. I'm like, yeah, how did you get here? Like, I'm like, all right, there's Jesus on stage. Okay, keep on stage. I was like, hey, Jesus is the Black Jesus. Okay, now let's go. Then he said some random dumb shit. When White Jesus came, because Charlie said something about it, he's like, you brought Black Jesus, I got Jesus, my White Jesus coming. And it's like, White Jesus here. And then when he said White Jesus, Z the Dropper walked on perfect timing, and like the man when he said something about Jesus coming and walked on perfect, he's like, nah, I don't need you, and pushed him. Like the push was like boom. I'm like, oh. I looked at, I was like, damn, I want to record it so bad. I'm like, come on. Then he's like, when he said the car, he's like, yeah, jumped too early. I'm like, man. I was like, yeah, because he was like, yeah, jumped too early. He's like, yeah, jumped too early. And I was like, damn. it might be was a freestyle, and it was like a freestyle rebuttal, because yeah, technically it was a rebuttal because he didn't know that Black Jesus was coming. So I was like, damn. I was like, he kind of forgot. Apparently forgot the freestyle, and he's like, fuck it. Let's end the round. Jess, what did you say in the third? I don't even remember what Jess said in the third. To be honest, I don't. I have no idea.
Probably some more mid, some dad bars.
She did say, but
after that first, I already knew what was up, bro.
She said something. What did she say? Oh, she said, she addressed the gambling issue, saying that Charlie Cliff was the one who introduced DNA to gambling, but Charlie Cliff kind of switched it around in the third. He's like, so everyone y'all keep saying I introduced DNA to gambling. He's like, then first of all, he didn't even address. He was not even addressing. He literally looked at DNA. He's like, DNA, when is this gonna be time? He's like, you the one who took me to the casino. He's like, when are you gonna say to these people that you're the one who took me to the casino? He threw DNA under the bus. I'm like, yo, you just gonna throw DNA under the bus like that? Like, okay, who? Somebody said they were losing their voice. I don't remember who said. I think it was Jazz. But somebody said, "Oh, I'm about to lose my voice." But I was like, "Okay, nobody cares." Now, Miss Sasso versus Tay Rock. To be honest, I want to say this: the battle was good. But if you ask me, to be honest, I don't know. I didn't miss, but I didn't pay attention to the first round. I paid attention to the second and third, but the first one was, I don't know. But in my defense, it would, I don't know. I don't know if did you watch the whole battle?
No, the third is the one that I stopped at.
Yeah.
Most of these I just quickly breezed through.
Alright. Because I had a question.
I felt like she won by the time she made it to the third.
Because
I stopped watching.
Because I had a question. Did she choke? How did she end the first? Because when I was watching it, it looked like she choked in the first.
Yeah, I think she did.
Because
she ended weird.
Because
she ended weird. I remember it was a big reaction or something.
Yeah, because I saw I saw the reaction, and it was like she was trying. She said like one line over and over, and she just ended the round. And freaking Rock looked at her like, is it done or something? And that's why I said I don't know how she ended the first. I thought she choked. I don't know. If you say it was good enough to win, the first, because I don't remember what Rock said in the first two, so maybe she won the first. But in my opinion, the second, she had some crazy lines, but I like Rock's second more. That's where Rock. Is it the second or the third? When Rock had the body bitch, the BBL angle.
He kind of did it in both rounds. I know it was the first and second.
Because I know,
but the first, it was more so the first.
Because I remember, because I recorded. I think it was the second the first he said it, but
because he said you got a BBL, you're not even satisfied with your body, bitch, and then he went into
yeah.
But he did it like in both rounds.
Yeah, but I feel like the best one was in the second. He's like, you're a BBL, you're satisfied with your body, bitch. He's like, you big, fat, bad body, bitch. You're upside down. And the funny part, it was funny. It was not like, okay, it was not like weird like when he said it to, it was like when he said it to Official, it was funny too. But this one is kind of made me, I was like, okay, when he said Official, at first we didn't know where he was going with it, because we were like, okay, that's weird, because there was no crowd, and he just said it, and I thought but when he said it with the crowd, and I was like, and the stuff he was saying with it, I was like, man, she got a BBL, so yeah, it kind of makes sense. But I was like, Yeah, it makes sense.
I didn't know that actually.
No,
I thought she always got
no,
she always had a fatty, but it was like
mm,
it's different, I guess.
technically speaking, I kind of knew about it, but I didn't think it was like for a butt. I thought it was for like the boobs.
Oh.
That's why, because I remember she posted. I I think it was earlier last year or late last year. I remember she posted a pic, like when she went to for the surgery and they like marked it up, like where they were gonna take the fat from and put it, you know, like she was like marked up like a freaking like Humpty Dumpty. Like I'm like, bro, why the fuck you posting it? Like she was marked up like you like looked like she looked like Humpty Dumpty. But yeah, the third, I think it was the third she bumped Rock off stage or it was second. I don't know. One of the runs she bumped Rock so big, so tough that Rock almost flew across the stage. I'm like, damn, Rock, you that skinny? I like that shit.
So damn, Rock, you that skinny?
Like,
Bro?
how you gonna you just gonna fly like literally fly across the where you were standing? You fly almost all the way across the whole stage. Uh, Rock, I think Rock won the third. I had it 2-1. I edged Rock 2-1. I edged Rock 2-1, and I had the Kings. Did I have the Kings winning? Yeah, I had the Kings winning. You said you had the Queens, but to be honest, I don't know.
I got the Queens because
Technically speak.
if I was to go off of what everybody said and what I seen, Coffee and I mean Twerk and DNA is the only two that clearly won.
Yeah, no.
I don't have Rock winning. I got him losing, and before we even get to the third. Now maybe I need to rewatch it. Maybe she did choke, but he ain't say it. Yo, for his 50th battle, which congratulations.
Oh yeah, no.
But
Maybe okay.
yeah, I don't know what you was doing up there for your 50th battle.
No,
that was not.
No,
wasn't it?
because I was like, I expected Rock to say something. I said I gave him the second and third. But it was not like the Rock I expected to come. Right? Maybe he diluted his stuff because his daughter was also there. His daughter was.
I don't think he would do that.
Yeah. But I'm not. I'm you know. Well, you said the old.
You don't want to go up there and be bad, and he didn't sound great.
Yeah.
Like, I can't blame the crowd for that. He didn't sound great.
No, but the crowd
did not sound great.
One thing, the crowd, that battle taking of the crowd was, it was okay. It was not like the Jazz, because I forgot since you didn't want to there. Jazz had this one. Number one, that was a perfect dry spot. That's what she said. This one bar, like confident, and the crowd didn't give a shit. Like, you know how when you have this one bar and you say it loud, thinking that the crowd is gonna react to it.
She pulled a Cassidy.
She's like, I had a bomb, and the crowd literally kept quiet. She's like, shit, they didn't. I'm like, the crowd. He's like, they didn't. And hugged Charlie Clips, and Charlie Clips was like, welcome to my world. It's like, she's like, damn, they didn't go for it. She's like, and Charlie Clips was Charlie. And the funny part, Charlie Clips didn't. You know how Charlie Clips sometimes when people say bars and the crowd doesn't catch it, he would say, okay, that was a good one. And Charlie Clips didn't even say that was a good one. Charlie Clips looked at it and was like, that was weird. Like, he looked at it like, okay, that's stupid. Where were you going with this? Like, okay, where were you going with this? I'm like, and the first thing he came was like, welcome to my world. He's like, welcome to my world. And she hired Charlie Clips. Charlie Clips was like, welcome to my world. I'm like, okay. Then they did the celebration for Rod for his 50th URL battle. Then like the cake lady. Hey guys, we finally got the cake lady to come back. The cake lady came back. It was they had candles. Rod cried.
congrats. But he was. I don't know. To me, he got his ass whooped. But
Yeah.
cause she didn't even mention the tranny stuff.
I don't think both of them mentioned it because they said they were now friends. So they didn't mention it. Small, she didn't mention it, and because she said, "Oh no, we now homies," because she gave him flowers and a balloon before the battle.
Mm.
She bought him a cake.
Yeah, maybe he took it light or something. I don't know.
Maybe because
I don't know. It just
because
ain't sound good,
gave her flowers, balloons, and a cake during the face off. She came with all the gifts. I thought she was doing the sous chef, but it was actually in January. She's like, she's my home. He's like, thank you for accepting, like, making me your 50th. I was like, hey, maybe that's why you took it like, yeah, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we ain't watching that bullshit event that's happening this weekend. That's number one. If you want to watch the VOD, y'all can watch it. But by the time y'all watch it, y'all have like only 2 days left. So there's no point. Because the VOD ends on when? The 26th. When this comes out, it's going to be like the 24th. So there's no point. There's no point. Crazy thing. There's one bud that I remember that people didn't catch. And I was mad that they didn't catch it. And I was like, damn. I was like, I thought we are black people and we watch black shows. Then they had a BMF bar about Lamar, and he had like the cash doll, right? I don't know if it was DNA, but one of them, DNA or New Jersey took it like similar bars, right? DNA had the cash doll. Oh no, he had the Lamar bar being a crackhead. And and I think New Jersey Twerk had the cash doll dying over crack, and he was addressing coffee like being in Atlanta and like being a hoe, but the car didn't catch it. I'm like, damn. I'm like, y'all didn't catch that. I'm like, that was fire to me because I watched BMF and I know what he was saying. Even though I feel like he should have said it better, right? Because I was like, you should have said the whole scene. She didn't actually die from crack. She smoked the crack, but she didn't actually die from crack. I'm like, you should have said you're gonna choke her to death. Make it. Then I'm like, maybe that's why the car didn't give you that much love. But I understood where you were going with the scheme. But now let's talk about it. Best performance. Who was performing on the night? That's the question. I don't know who to give it to. I want to say for 3-round performance, I want to give it to Twerk. But he didn't finish his third, so I will give it DNA. DNA is between DNA, Twerk, and Shuni. Everybody else y'all can suck a dick. Everybody else.
Their ass.
Everybody else suck a dick. DNA was 1. New Jersey Twerk was 2. Shuni was 3. Everybody else suck a dick. I don't care. Jazz, I expected you to come better. Maybe because Jazz did say she wanted to go third in the battle. And probably that's why. Now, I think that's why Jazz doesn't want to be a main event. That's why she takes battles when she knows that she's not going to be a main event.
No, some of her battles be main events. She just get on a card that be having so many people.
Yeah. I'm talking that was earlier. Since she made her return back and being active, she has not got on a card that she's the main event. Except for the Vixen. But she has never got on a card that she's the main event. Oh no. True,
but I don't think she ever will be unless she's on probably Chrome 23 or something. She won't be the main event.
Oh, now thinking about it, I have another.
Yeah, because URL she's not going to be.
Oh, maybe this why she took it light. Maybe that's why she was this bad. She has a battle this weekend too. You, yes.
But she stood in front of Charlie Clips. Like, some of the shit she was saying was so
That's
like
what this.
they both was ass.
Me
I
personally,
can't,
I
bro.
want to say Jazz was more ass because Charlie Clips kind of was say fuck y'all. So I don't know if he actually if the crowd gave him the leniency that they gave to Jazz, he was gonna be that terrible, right? But to be honest, maybe because she has a battle this weekend against RX, maybe that's why she was this terrible. Because, but I want don't give me that excuse because Twerk has a battle this weekend, and he was actually good. So I'm torn. What am I gonna give an excuse to? There's not an excuse. Jazz, you're terrible, and that you just put me down, man, Jazz. I said I'll never bet against you. Now I might have to bet against you when you bet somebody for like one battle. But I'll probably not. But yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's we have spoken for like an hour and 20 minutes. So we there's not much. If y'all want to RBE, man, y'all making me want to buy your two cars that the two battles that you announced. Uh, those look fire. That looks.
Yeah, that car looks fire.
If y'all have May 6th, wait a minute. I have a question. This is a question that's but it's question but it's stupid. Uh, have y'all noticed a trend with RBE and Euro? I just want to know if anyone has noticed the trend because I've noticed it. Euro hardly they're no longer in New York, right? We can say that for years they have not been in New York until last year, right?
Yeah, but that was only like 1-2 events or something.
Yeah,
like that.
but they've not been in New York like that. RBE was also based in New York. They're not in New York like that no more. And most of that cars in Atlanta. RBE, do y'all always try to do competition with URL? But to be honest, I want to say I come here and I apologize to RBE because I said you guys were irrelevant. But y'all about 10 years. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you were that relevant for 10 years. Well, you're not that relevant, but you've been here for 10 years.
Yeah, they've been, yeah. The Move battle was what, 2012?
Which, no.
I mean, no, the Move battle was 2016?
2016 or 2018? No, I thought it was 2018.
Move vs. Vert?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, the Joe Budden podcast was a thing. Yeah. Never mind.
But I'm saying, I didn't know that I thought they were like 2016 and just people from who are not longer in Europe just came to RBE.
Nah, I don't think you can get Mook that early. Or Verb.
Well,
or Hollow. A lot of the battles that they got was.
Yeah.
That took time, bro.
But yeah, they're about 10 years. Congratulations. But y'all gotta start creating your own talent though. Because to be honest, we don't know who's your own talent for those 10 years. I don't know who started on RBE and who's their best player. You see, that's why it's confusing. RBE doesn't have their own talent. For real, like they don't. Is they like their own? Is they like their best talent? Because that's where I saw Daylight most of the time.
Daylight came from. He wasn't on URL. He came more so from King of the Dot.
So Daylight's not it.
The people that came from there, Bankhead.
I thought Bankhead was. I don't think Bankhead was.
No, it was started with Bankhead. Bankhead was 100% there.
No, I thought
he might have started maybe an eye battle
I
or something, but he was
like
there
on Black Cartel and went to URL, but then was not getting like the looks, so he went to RBE.
Maybe that's how it
But
started.
because
But
I'm
when he got a name, he was in
RBE.
there. Yeah, he was there.
But see, because the only one I'm thinking of who's
Big K became more of a person, more of a name there than he did in URL.
but he was already a name also King of the Dot though before URL.
That is kind of true. He was doing both.
So they don't have their own person that they groom. Well, they kind of do, but he's not that like they don't have a superstar. That's how I'm saying. Because the only other person I'm thinking of who I seen be on RBE, who they didn't even groom, but he was on RBE more, was Oops.
RBE is different because
now they're
people go over there and they stay over there for a little bit.
Yeah.
And they like build the platform.
Yeah,
they like spent a year over there and built the platform.
Yeah,
same thing with Ill Will and Oops. Certain people.
because I'm like, wait, only one I'm thinking
they don't have no signature talent.
Yeah, now they're trying to do that, but I'm saying, damn, they don't have their signature talent. Because Oops is probably their best one, and Oops says, "Fuck yeah." Oops said he just goes with whatever he wants, but Oops is probably their signature talent. But yeah, congratulations on 10 years. I don't know exactly when you're turning 10 years, so I don't know, but congratulations in nearly 10 years. What else do we? Yeah, we don't have much to tell y'all this week. This week was a recap. We talked about Big K and Mook. We got a surprise announcement. King Lowe's versus Ill Will. But yeah, so far the battles from RBE wants me to finally buy a pay-per-view from RBE. That's something I never thought I would say in my life. If it's affordable. If it's not affordable, yeah, I'll wait until it comes on us. Like everybody else.
Yeah, because a lot of these pay-per-views be, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. We did buy Royalty and a couple other ones.
But that was like $50. There is nothing there. But it's now it's about like 65, 75. Nah, if it's up there, yeah, y'all can have it. Now let's talk. I want to say, we touched this last week, but we didn't touch it. We touched it before we found out anything. It was us speaking, but whatever we said last week was kind of true. So we really don't have to talk about it because we said most of the stuff that we said was kind of true with the Easy and URL situation. So that's why we didn't touch it this week. Because whenever both sides speak on whatever we were speculating, that was the reason. Well, kind of was, but more so it was the reason. Well, Easy did say he didn't find out that he was still on contract until he accepted the battle with him. It was a last minute thing. So maybe that's why they tried to block it. But
and they could have easily came to terms with that.
Yeah.
And had a battle for him on Kings of Queens 4, or if they had an event before that, but they had no event in January, and then like one event in February or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, so, we're not gonna act like y'all was doing something. Y'all didn't do anything.
So I don't think it was battle thing. Then it's not. The boss said it's not black, but I think for Easy point of view, I'm gonna take Easy said he's not battling unless he gets a YouTube drop. That's what Easy wants. Easy wants YouTube drops. Understandably, he wants to be big as Susef, Tavok, and all the other big names, right? He wants to get like those fan bases. That's something that he wants, and I understand where he's coming from. URL saying maybe this was never offered to Easy, but to other people who has been in the culture longer, DNA, I don't know where, for T-Rex, some people who are, you know, like people we kind of respect, who have like that pedigree, right? They've said they've been offered YouTube drugs and they've turned them down. Right? Now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they were offered less money, right? They say YouTube drugs brought less money than the ad. Right? Everyone, even T-Rock said it. T-Rock said, he's like, I grew up on, it's like, I got famous on YouTube drugs, but I made more money on the ad. He said, so if you ask me, I like the ad more than YouTube drops. Right? So, because DNA came out and said it in a 50 minutes of time, he said, every bet that he has taken since the app has been a thing, he was offered an app, either you want a YouTube drop or you want an app. And he said, I always chose the app because I make more money, because it's like the YouTube drop, they offer less money and a percentage. It's like, and I know the numbers that we make on YouTube, they're not gonna equal to the numbers that if we make on the app. Right?
All right.
It's like, so the million views, yeah, we people are saying I'm a million view baller. It's like those, it's like, it's not gonna equal to the same money. Like the same money is not gonna equal up. So I prefer being on the app. Right? He's like, but he felt like, he's like, with that being said, I said the Easy situation, he said he felt like it was, the problem was that Easy said he found out last minute. Right? This type of contract that he was on. Right? He said it was his bad. He kind of said it was my fault. I found out last minute, so I had to go to my lawyer and ask, how can I get out the contract? Because he said I found out last minute. Right? So, for Easy side, for URL side, I understand why they're saying, even the URL, they said they offer YouTube drops. They say we offer rappers YouTube drops. I don't know if they offer people who already was on YouTube with the fan base on YouTube only, right? For YouTube drops.
Possibly.
YouTube drops, because I was like, okay, I hear DNA say he came out. T-Rex said, they say yeah, they're all kids, but I say there are certain people who say yes, they've been offered. So I think those people who have a huge fan base on YouTube will offer it.
But nobody who has been new, nobody from
The new era,
maybe 4 years, like
so
4
I
or
don't
5
know.
years down, has been on YouTube.
Yeah, so I think that's why they've never been offered it.
Yeah, I don't think they got offered that.
Yeah,
I don't think it's the same for
yeah.
them.
That's why I'm saying I don't think they were offered it. But because the older people say, hey, we turn them down. It's like whenever they bring us the YouTube trust, we turn them down. So yeah, maybe that's, he said, but he said, when Dennis says that, but I feel like they should have negotiated more about the YouTube draft situation. He's like, if this is all about YouTube draft, that would, it's like, that can be negotiated. He's like, you could have easily could have said, they would have said, came in the middle, say, okay, we can keep your battle on the app for 6 months, and then it goes on YouTube. Right, 6 months YouTube, or certain amount on the app, then it goes on YouTube. Let's say 3 months, 4 months on the app, then it goes on YouTube. Right? But I feel like they should negotiate. Easy saying if he does a battle, he wants a YouTube drop. So he's sticking on that. Now, in my opinion,
Yeah, I don't think they get offered that.
in my opinion, I understand where Easy's coming from. because Easy, he wants to build his career outside of battle rap, right? He wants to be on the same levels as He-Man has a career outside battle rap. He's on tour right now. Right after the battle, he went on tour. So I understand where he's coming from. Consider the same thing. Consider has not battled in years. YouTube just helped him get exposure. So he wants to have that same type of thing. So I understand. I understand where he's coming from. So with that being said, I want to say thank you guys for listening to us. We're gonna be on all streaming platforms soon. We're gonna let you guys know whenever we get on all streaming platforms. So subscribe if you're new. I remember we were trending up though. I remember we got like I want to say, I don't know if we are now on 1,000, and we finally started moving up. We started finally moving up, and so yeah. So thank you for all the new supporters that has joined us recently in the past few weeks. We want to say thank you guys for your support.
For sure, thank you for the support.
So
Man,
and subscribe if you're new.
wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for y'all.
Like, comment, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.